Hello and welcome to this guide to the Mad King's Clock Tower. You probably see this video because you struggle to finish this stressful and sometimes frustrating jumping puzzle. Even though most veteran players will already know how to finish this event, you may learn some useful tips from this video. In this tutorial, I'll go over some simple tips and tricks on how to complete this jumping puzzle, show you the whole route and tell you what to look out for. So first off, you should try to inhale the following rule. Keep calm. Even though this event has a time gate for the checkpoints, you should never get stressed out. Yes, you will be hunted by the green nebula coming up from down below, but if you get stressed, you will make more mistakes than necessary. Try to calm down whenever possible, so that you have the best chance to succeed. I will show you where and when you can relax a little. Some parts on the clock tower route are not that punishing if you take your time. Now let's see the route in its full glory. Try to see where I go and to find some markers for you to remember the way for your future attempts. That's all there is to it. Let's go over the route and all tips and tricks for a successful run. Right after you are ported onto the first platform, you should start to climb the stairs. There is no real time pressure here, so you should be able to make it in time without stressing out whatsoever. Once you make it to this cogwheel, you have to wait for a lightning strike, which will break some parts of the tower to create the further route. This is the first critical point you have to overcome. Right after the tower breaks apart, while the parts are finding their final place, you can actually already jump. This saves you a second or two, but especially if you are new to the route, you should wait to see what you are jumping at. If you take your time and jump after all parts have settled, you can even make some mistakes, as you can see in this clip, and you will still be fast enough to make the route. The most consistent way I found is to jump on the first disc and follow up on the highest part of the wall. Then jump on the floating brick and the next wall. There is no need to jump to the cogwheel, as you can see. Just keep running onto it. Jump to the next wall part and the first stressful part of the puzzle is done. Notice that my camera is always in a steep angle above my hero. This way it's easier to see where the hero will land. The next few jumps are not that technical and you should be able to see the first chest soon after. Keep your finger ready to open the chest while passing by. You can stop briefly for this, but you don't have to. Follow the route further. Soon after you should see the second chest. This is a trap. Even though you can get this chest and still be fast enough to finish the puzzle, you should never go for this one, except when you already know that you lost too much time anyway. The floating wall right before the chest can act as an arrow for you. Try to follow the broken part to the right. This is close to the perfect angle to jump on the next flying brick. After you made this jump, there's another wall and a cogwheel. Jump to the lower part of this cogwheel and rotate on it towards a higher point. Then jump to the floating stairs. After you reach this wooden plank, you will see this floating cogwheel, which has a really bad angle to jump on. Remember here, keep calm. Aim for the top corner of the cogwheel or close to the corner on the right side. You will slip off this wheel regularly, but most of the time you can readjust yourself with a second jump, right after you landed. This part will take some attempts and practice though. Further down the road, you need to jump on this steel beam. Aim at the bottom part of it, so you have the highest chance of making this jump. When you reach the top of this beam, just jump sideways onto the brick wall. Follow the stairway and up the right steel beam. Down below you should see the next chest. Just jump in the general direction of this chest. You will take fall damage, but a brief stun will give you time to grab the chest right beside you. Do the next jumps. Keep in mind that you are moving slower than normal here because of the fall damage. You should be recovered by the time you reach the next steel beam. Because this is a straight line, you should not have any trouble to adjust yourself to the change in movement speed here. At this point you have to make a choice. Go right or go left. Generally the left part is harder to jump and a bit longer, but here you have a clear view on where you are going. The right part on the other hand has obstructed view for the next few jumps. These jumps are however way easier. After you've jumped to the brick wall to the right, you shouldn't have any time pressure for the rest of the puzzle. Take your time, especially if you are not sure where to jump next. Now that you have reached the top of the stairway, you have to wait for the clock tower's window to shatter. Depending on how fast you went up this puzzle, you will see the tower rotate up to 2 times before you can jump into the window. In this clip, you can see the tower rotate nearly 2 times until I jump. At this point, the easiest way to find out if you are on the last rotation is to watch the cogwheel to the right. If this wheel is consumed by the green nebula, you can be certain that the tower is on its last rotation. All you have to do now is to wait for the window to come inside the next time. If you see the window, you can already jump towards the tower. I always aim a little bit to the right of the center axis of the tower. This way, a longer reaction time to the appearance of the clock is neglected. Also keep in mind that you can readjust mid-air. If you hit the trigger, you will spawn inside the clock tower and be able to loot the chest. If you want to leave, you can use the portal to the right. I hope you can use these tips and tricks for your future attempts and wish you best of luck trying.